Hello everybody, it's Nancy News here, and today we've got some breaking news coming from political events and others. First, I just want to say thank you to the new people who have decided to join the channel, and I thank you, and I hope you like this video. Alright, we're going to go to the first news that happened today. If you didn't know that the Swiss conference that we've been talking about for a week now has finally happened. And to be honest, I was expecting a lot more out of this conference. Nothing really happened in this conference. This conference was just a bunch of nations that decided to turn up to Switzerland and talk about how how their country stands with Ukraine. So nothing really actually happened, and Switzerland and Saudi Arabia were the only nations, I think the only nations that said that the next peace deal, we need to invite Russia. Um, because this Switzerland conference, Russia was not invited. Russia was literally not invited to this conference, and Zelensky actually said a statement about that. He said Zelensky said that Russia is not at the peace summit because it does not want peace. So Zelensky decided not to invite Russia because Zelensky thinks that Russia does not want peace before Putin actually kind of set out his boundaries for peace. So nothing really happened. I'll just tell you what the Saudi Arabian representative said. He said any serious negotiation processes need the presence of Russia, and I completely agree. You can't have a peace deal without the other nation. This deal was just all for Ukraine, and nothing actually came out of it. Actually, something did actually come out of it, which leads to my other. Oh, it's in Switzerland too. Leads to my other talking point. What actually did happen? Kalmala promises more. The US representative, I don't know what rank she is, I forgot, I'm sorry, but she promises $1.5 billion US dollars to Zelensky. So this is a representative of America. The woman here, she actually ended up leaving the Swiss conference a bit early. So very interesting. Um, Going back to that Swiss conference really quickly, Schulz, the president of the chancellor, the chancellor of Germany says he said that he believes that Russia should be represented at the future conferences on Ukraine. So he's even said that Russia needs to be at the conference in order to have peace in Europe, and that's probably the smartest thing he's ever said. And we've got news actually. We actually got some pretty big news coming from the Red Sea. Houthi forces in Yemen. So this is Yemen. This is the Red Sea. This is the corridor. And Houthi forces have actually attacked a Ukrainian-owned cargo ship. And if you can see this video here, it's actually been hit. And there seems to be a person filming the damage, and actually later actually sunk. The whole ship actually sunk. Apparently, to US reports that the ship was actually hit with 7 anti-ship missiles before it actually sank, because these are huge ships. But this is very, very big escalation. It actually showed that America and NATO forces like Britain and France have actually failed to stop the Houthi forces, because not so long ago they did send their fleet in the Red Sea, and it seems it hasn't changed that much. But we could probably expect some presence of NATO fleets now because of it. And we're going to go to the Mediterranean in Egypt, actually. We've got some very interesting news that the ships of the Russian Pacific Fleet and the Egyptian Navy held joint exercises in the Mediterranean Sea. So if you can see here, there's Russian boats and there's Egyptian boats, and they've decided to do a naval exercises around the Mediterranean. So very, very interesting, and that's not the only Russian naval exercises they did. They actually did one in the Atlantic Ocean. North Atlantic. So apparently they tested some weapons in these seas just to exercise their fleet. So it seems that the Russian fleet is becoming very, very present and doing a lot of exercises in the oceans of apparently the Mediterranean, the Atlantic Canal, and the Pacific, obviously in Siberia. So very, very interesting. We've got some news coming from North Korea um, that that the South Korean authorities have now, the North Korean authorities, the military may be working on the construction of fortifications along the wall, along the front line here, the border, and apparently North Korea might actually start building a wall and a demilitarized zone on the border. So these are reports of the South Korean authorities. I don't know if this is true, but apparently rumors, we'll call it rumors from now on, until we get an absolute, you know, confirmed report that it's true. But apparently they're building walls and defenses and fortifications, North Koreans, uh, on the border once again. So the Korean Peninsula is now getting more escalated. And we got some news coming from China, Beijing, that we got some interesting news that apparently China had presented an animated video of a destruction of an aircraft carrier, the US aircraft carrier. So they basically uploaded these videos of how they would destroy a US air, aircraft carrier. So very interesting. I guess they're just doing tests, and I'm not sure if you remember this, but I don't know how long this was, but I remember when China actually made like a prototype US carrier. I think it might in been on these states or something, and they actually tested their weapons on it. So they seem to be getting ready for US and Chinese naval combat. So very, very interesting. Zelensky also said, let's just go back to Kiev. Zelensky said that he will be present in peace proposals to Russia as soon as they agreed upon the international community. So I'm not even sure what that really means, to be honest, but he said that. Um, the last news are coming today, actually on the front line in Avdiivka direction. So I haven't actually updated this map for a bit because there's been so many updates to it. But if you can see here, the Russians have actually now tested one of their first BMRs 3s with a remotely controlled vehicle doing demining work. So this is a vehicle that's a BMP that's remotely controlled, so there's no men in it, there's no nothing, it's unmanned, doing demining, and it seems to be very, very, very effective, if you can see in these videos. So, very, very interesting that the Russians are coming up with these new ideas. And we actually got some news coming from Sweden, but not from today. But apparently, on the 14th of June, a Russian Su-24 frontline bomber crossed the Swedish air border and went 5 kilometers deep, ignoring radio requests. So, we just learned about this right now, but very, very interesting. And the last news coming today is from the Cuban ships. Apparently, the Cuban president actually visited the Russian ships in Havana. If you can see here, visited the Russian ships. And that is all that I have for you today. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Nonseen News. I will provide you daily Nonseen news out there. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you like and subscribe. And I hope all of you have a very lovely day. See ya.